So welcome back. Today we're taking a look at another amazing ship from the Steam Workshop. Now here in front of me is Venom's legacy carrier, Dreadnought. Now this is the updated 2020 model. The original one was built in a darker time for space engineers. So space engineers really couldn't handle larger ships of this caliber, and it's getting into a stage now where this game is quite capable of handling larger ships with more complex interiors. And that's exactly what this refit and reconstruction, you could say, of the legacy carrier has done. And you can see there is some incredible detailing going on this ship. And just look at that, it's just beautiful. Oh, I love a good ship. Let's take a look around it. We'll start with the exterior and then we'll work our way on the inside. So let's have a look around the front of this ship. And what you'll notice here is this really cool protective housing. You've got the rocket launchers down in the front there, so you've got 4 rocket launchers tucked in there. And above, you can see we've got this little shaft that leads down behind the rocket launchers. Well, it doesn't actually lead behind them, it's more of like a detailing sort of location. And you can see around the side here we've got both of the iron thrusters on either side. Now I'm guessing that that Venom stuck with the iron thrusters because that's more of the original Space Engineers concept. We have got some hydrogen throughout it. Well, let's have a look around the side. So you can see the armor actually wraps around and it's staggered off in different sections just to create some detailing. We've got the legacy name there with a little name plate and a protection pad for it above it. We've got some intakes over on this side, nicely detailed with what looks like maybe a refinery tucked in the side there. Coming down to this area, you can see that we've got a little hangar bay. We've got some cool little window slits. We can have a cheeky peek inside there. You can see that there's some bunks hidden away there, missile launchers and a Gatling gun turret. And then as we come into this area, more hidden thrusters. And the importance of hiding thrusters like this, it gives your ship so much as a survivability chance. It's them front forward facing thrusters that usually get shot out first. So we've got a hangar bay on this side, and since this is a carrier, I'm expecting many more hangar bays as we go around. And the same happens to be on the other side there as well. You can also see we've got some staggered armor. We'll have a look at the top deck in a second. So you can see the little staggered armoured pieces here, and in some detail you can see the grey tones contrasting with each other. Always really important when a builder does this and they use different greys or different colours, because it just allows areas to pop up. So you can see we've got 3 thrusters there with that raised grey colour tone, and then the faction RCSP under there as well. Really cool indeed. Let's have a look at the top deck. Now this wouldn't be a Dreadnought if it wasn't heavily armoured and had some serious firepower. So let's look at the firepower that we've got up on the top deck here. So I'm seeing 2 missile launchers in the centre, protected with an armour, sort of sunk down into the deck, so to say. We've got more Gatling guns on either side, more missile launchers, plenty of firepower there. Some cool little detailing as well. There's a nice little bit of protection. Let's have a little bit of a look from the front of the ship though, just to see what we can actually see. So there's not a lot of weapons that can target the front point, because they're all staggered in a straight line, but the broadside is where you're going to start to get yourself in trouble. But with any sort of carrier, you're going to have the rest of your fleet around it protecting it. So working our way back down here, we've got the bridge / observation deck up in this area. And with all ships, it's always nice to have a backup bridge and various cockpits around it. Look at this. Look how beautiful that looks. Nice bit of slanted glass there, taking the view from the outside. You can see the little vented detail in the side there, getting some of that cooling done for the engines, as well as a little bit of glass going down into this area. So coming down here, we've got another 2 missile turrets, a Gatling gun in the centre, and a little airlock at the top there. A little bit lower down, we've actually got ourselves another hangar bay. This one is a little bit bigger. You can see we'll have a quick peek in there. We'll go in there in a bit. We'll show you a little bit more in there. Just look at the detailing though of this section. So you've got this lower black armour. It just has this really industrial feel of it. So this is windows, and behind the windows, batteries have been placed to create some detail as we move away from that section. So coming back up onto the top deck, you can see that there's more windows stored in there, more detailing, lots of levels and layers that really create a nice contrast from a distance, and a hydrogen thruster tucked in there that will really aid with its stopping performance. So coming around the side again, we've got some more spaced armour to protect the rear engine cell. So it looks like we've got 2 panels there, another smaller panel section there. So let's have a look around at our rear thrust pack. So this is both an ion and hydrogen thrust pack. Pretty effective when used in conjunction like this. The iron's very effective, and you can also use the hydrogen as a little bit of added boost, especially, it depends on the tanks. We'll have to see what sort of storage is inside as well. Very, very cool indeed. I like these little vent pieces that have been put in place there, and now it curves down into that lower section. beautifully designed this. You can feel that there's a real craftsman sort of ship element that's gone into the design of this ship. Anyway, let's pop aboard. So to pop aboard, before we get stuck in here, I'm going to actually change the field of view on my graphic settings, so it's a little bit less disorientating. So we'll zoom ourselves out. I like that field of view for just having a bit of an inspection. So as we go in through the airlock, we enter through this narrow channel into the ship, and I'll say the interior doesn't disappoint. Since he's been waiting all this time to finally finish off this ship, look at this. So this is a curved staircase that leads up the center to the bridge. We'll walk up there now. We can come back down here, so it's very easy to access, like so. And then you're up into the bridge area at the front. We had a brief look in here. So we've got this blue and red contrasting colours, as well as various different seats for various different gunners and whatnot. Some button access around the side there. And you've got them rear vented windows we talked about. If we take a step back and go into this section, you'll notice we've got this rear command deck that I think is amazing. Like, functionality-wise, not, but I mean, a ship of this size, let's not talk about functionality. You could sit here, have a little bit of a commander party, you know, throw a birthday for the crew or whatnot, or just talk about a future battle coming up, me throwing birthday parties. This is a battleship, Aaron, what are you doing having a birthday party in the back of your ship? Let's have a quick look through here. So we've got the commander's quarters and captain's quarters over on this side. Oh, motion lights, lovely, lovely bit of detail. Very nice indeed. And then we've got the captain's quarters. I'm guessing he's got a motion light as well. Very nice. And we've got some extra bunks. Is this an ensuite? Perfect. Everything you'd possibly want from a commander's quarters tucked into that section. So that goes back up to the bridge. Let's go down. So here we've got engineering, medbay, and cryo room. It's so lovely when they label everything. Look at these corridors. So we've got some nice detailing panels around the top, blue. Little bits of detail, and we're at engineering. So another motion sensor light. Wow, look at this. So this is definitely like a command room. What can we do from this? We can power. Oh, we can power up and power down the various cores. That's cool. I mean, I don't know what you'd want to power up and down. Maybe just run on less reactors, burn less fuel or something. But you can see that's connected down. There's like a lower sort of repair and fixing deck below us as well. Oh, we can access it through here. Let's keep working our way through. So that is like a little side observation room. I guess maybe a little break room. You can have a coffee. And then we're out on the main platform here. So from here we could prepare some maintenance. Each one's protected. We've got the cores listed. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's this? Is this going to be upper engineering gate? Oh, so maybe this is how you can access the lower engineering area. Oh, we've got a welder. Very nice indeed. Let's have a quick check through here. Hangar doors. So the hangar doors then allow you to have access to the cores themselves. So if there was damage aboard the ship, you could use this little welder. But they always say one is none. So 2 of these little ships might be a little bit more functional in helping. Let's have a little bit of a look through here. What we got going into this area? I know that they're probably supposed to open up both at the same time. Ooh, that's dark and mysterious, isn't it? So this looks like it's another sort of hangar bay of some sort of type. Yeah, we've not activated the lights or turned anything on in there. So that means you can get through the whole ship and even do repairs. We'll close that up so we've not knocked any of the timer blocks off. As we come into here, it looks like we've got more docking ports, interior turrets. We've got an observation and catwalk that leads you through the side here. I like this. I like to be able to navigate through ships easily and effectively. You just get lost in the scale of these ships though as well. I mean, this is quite a big ship as it is. So coming through here, we've got nice little sofa layouts. We've got the main hallway. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got crew quarters, washroom. So I'm guessing this is like a little shower block. Oh, it's just like a toilet. Interesting. Hangar, crew quarters. So let's have a look at the crew quarters. What have we got in terms of... Oh, we've got some like luxury beds, a little dock. We even got a turret in here. That could be useful. And is this for side observation? No, this is for showering. Very cool indeed. I like these little wooden bunk beds. Kind of ties everything together. So I guess Venom's kind of expecting a giant crew aboard this ship. Let's have a look through here. So this takes us back down to one of the lower hangar bays. So this one, is this the front hangar bays with the 2? Yes, it is, isn't it? So you've got the 2 hangar bays on either side. You've got an observation room up there at the front. And then you've got this central corridor that I guess means you can shift ships through the center. Yeah, look at that. That is absolutely lovely. There's probably buttons that are missing that open these doors. I know it'll probably infuriate a few people, me just buzzing through and having a look. So that then leads into the back hangar. There's so much storage for ships in here. You could have a whole fleet, or if this was a survival-based ship, you could have every ship you need in here. Everything from a fighter, repair, or a miner, drilling type ships. Very cool indeed. We've got some docks up here. And we've also got catwalk access. That's quite key, especially if you're playing without jetpacks on or you run out of fuel. You can still get up into your ship. Let's continue through to this rear staircase area and the final part of the corridor. So at the back here, well, not the back, we've got the front of the ship. We've got a little observation, and them little slatted windows that we saw from the outside, so you can watch ships take off from the hangar. And we're getting right to the front of the ship, and you see this is guest quarters. Keep your guests at the front, so if they do get hit, they act as extra protection for your for your ship. But not advised. So there we go, tuck through there. That's the little guest quarters. Really cool indeed. What I want to do is just have a quick look through the walls of this ship and kind of just see how much space has been used up. So space is really everything is filled, from guest quarters. Yeah, let's keep going back. Let's have a little bit further look. We've got a medical sort of lab down in this section. So this is another corridor. So you can see the cryo room, engineering. We didn't have a look in here, but these are only tiny little rooms, very ambient type lighting. That's a crucial thing. A lot of players forget about that, and how to light these ships really affects the mood and the sort of style they give off. So if we continue through here, we should be able to go to the mess halls. So we've got the left mess hall. I'll turn my little light on, you can see. Nicely detailed. Right mess hall. Lovely as well. So everything aboard this ship that a large crew would need. So we've been down there to hangar and the crew quarters. Let's have another quick look through the wall and see if we missed anything. See if we can just get the scale of these larger hangars down here as well. Yeah, it's got everything you want. Is there an under engineering? Of course there is. Look at that. You can navigate through the underneath of the ship. It's cool if there's a bit of a breach down here, and up above is the hangar, of course. You could have people sneaking around under here, or just performing some maintenance work on some of the plumbing. There's nothing worse than when you're working on a ship and the plumbing breaks apart and you can't get components through the conveyors. Having a little access like this will allow you to check and make sure everything's connected up. So that connects all the way right front to back of the ship, and there the batteries in the rear quarter as well. That is damn awesome. Gyro rooms as well, accessible, easy to control. If you know your way around the ship, it would be super cool and really effective. Let's take it for a little bit of a spin. I guarantee there's a room that I've missed somewhere. Well, let's pop ourselves in here and work out which one of these is the driver's seat. So we've got this one. Let's have a look at acceleration first. So we're looking over on the left. So average acceleration, but we've got quite strong gyroscopes for a ship of this size. De-acceleration's good as well. I'd say this is performing pretty well. Let's yank it over to the right. Let's see if we cut the power now. What's our de-acceleration like? So it's not super fast decelerating, but we can maneuver. We've got that maneuver advantage over other ships, but with a ship of this size, you're going to be launching your fighters out of it. You might be briefly engaging in a barrage, but hopefully protected by your main fleet. So let's have a quick look at our rocket launchers. So that's our very small 4 or 5 rocket launchers, possibly, that are firing at the front. So nothing more than a bit of a deterrent if you get close. You'd have to rely on your mobile weapons. So having a look along the side here, we've got all exterior turrets. We can turn them on and off. We can access the airlocks, exterior blocks. We can turn on our beacons. Okay, and then we've got access to our various hangars around the ship. So that's the front right. That's front... Oh, that's the front right. Sorry, the other one's the front left. And then we've got the side hangar there. So we can access everything from the bridge. And that's really useful if there's a skeleton crew, so to say. Because there'd only be really maybe 5 to 10 players on this in a multiplayer scenario. We've obviously got the jump drive. Jump drive is not going to work because we're in natural gravity. Let's check out the menus. So we've got 2 menus, not a load of complex controls. It's a big hulking ship, lovely grey colour with the blue accent. Lovely work. Make sure you check the link out in the description below and let me know what you think of this ship. Give a bit of critique to Venom as well. What things you like, what you think you could change, and how we can make a better overall ship. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.